Hi, my name's Andrew Collins. I'm in Göbekli Tepe. I'm in front of enclosure D here, and I have in my hand a copy of a book that heavily features Göbekli Tepe, which is Magicians of the Gods by Graham Hancock, which is released this week. And in this, Graham shows that this site is the smoking gun of a lost civilization, and that this lost civilization may well have been wiped out at the time of a catastrophe, a comet impact, which began around 10,800 BC and continued all the way through until around 9,600 BC, when this monument started to be built. The book talks all about the astronomy of Göbekli Tepe, and it discusses whether the site is orientated towards the north or towards the south. And the argument that is finally given is that enclosure D, the oldest, as far as I'm concerned, dating to around 9,400, 9,500 BC, is up against a wall of infill, and the suggestion is that behind it somewhere is what Professor Smit, the former and late leader of excavations at this site on behalf of the German Archaeological Institute, referred to as a central mound. This is something that I had a personal conversation with him in 2013. And I asked him what the evidence was for this, and he just shrugged his shoulders and said, everywhere has a central mound. And in fact, there is absolutely no evidence whatsoever that behind enclosure D, there is any kind of natural rock. In fact, we can see from this escarpment over here that the rock outline of the hill or mountain is actually going down, and that the entire fill here has been placed upon this tepe to cover up these structures, and that there is no geophysical evidence at all that shows that there was any kind of central mound. Now, this is the evidence that's cited to show that Göbekli Tepe is orientated towards the south. But the fact of the matter is that these are just a few of the enclosures that are here. The geophysical survey suggested that there could be up to 20, possibly even, as Graham says here in his book, up to 50 different enclosures like these big ones that we see here today, still awaiting discovery. So there's obviously a lot of mysteries, but the most exciting thing for us here on this trip, which is in September 2015, is the discovery, a breakthrough that was made here by Matt Smith, who's standing just a few feet over there, of the interpretation of a bone plaque just about 2 to 3 centimetres in height on display at the museum in Şanlıurfa. And almost certainly this shows 2 T-shaped pillars with an entrance and what appears to be a figure standing between the 2 T-shaped pillars, and immediately above their head is a small hole that almost certainly represents the soul holes that are found in association with enclosure D and enclosure C next to it. Both of them have these large cut and dressed standing stones with huge bored holes in the centre of them. Now, if this evidence stands up, what this strongly implies is that the direction of focus for these monuments at Göbekli Tepe was towards the soul hole, the place of exit from this world and entry into the other world. So with that, you know, obviously we look forward to years of further great research at this incredible ancient site. And Graham is appearing at the Origins 2015 conference in London on Saturday, November the 7th. He is the keynote speaker. He will be signing copies of his book there and telling us all about its contents. And we look forward to seeing you there. Also appearing will be Hugh Newman, the co-organiser of this event, Jim Vieira and Lynn Picnic, and obviously myself will be talking, and coming in live from Java will be Danny Hillman, the geologist who has done the redating of the site Gunung Padang in Java itself. So we look forward to seeing you all there. All the details on andrewcollins.com. Thank you. Plus, one last thing, if you want to come to Göbekli Tepe, we are organising 2 tours in 2016, and we look forward to seeing you one of those. Thank you.